and excluding yesterday, we discussed on the how to design the schema, how do we approach based on the project, and how do we identify group and all those things, right? So on Wednesday we saw the how to create tables and insert data into those tables, right? So I asked everyone to create at least 3 tables and insert 3 rows per table, right? Did anybody complete the task?
Yes.
Yeah, can you share your screen? We'll just review that and then we'll proceed further. Whoever said yes.
Actually, I don't have net connection. That's why I just
Okay,
listening.
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Anybody else? Maybe I'll not ask questions to Madhu, is what I said. So apart from Madhu,
Okay. I actually did only insertion.
yeah, can you share your screen? We'll just review those things and then we'll proceed further.
Yeah, sure. 1 second. One second, I'm sharing.
Yeah, that's fine. Take your time. I can see your screen.
Okay. You're able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen. Select star from world underscore employee details.
Yeah,
Correct.
I just inserted.
Okay. This is employee table. What is the other table that you have inserted data into? Only
No,
into
I actually only did insertion. I didn't do creation of other tables.
Okay. So let me share my screen. You can stop sharing. I'll share my screen and we'll discuss.
Shall I ask one doubt here?
Yeah, sure.
This is employee ID is we have given auto increment.
Correct.
Then if how will I run the query without giving a value?
You just where do you have this employee ID column? The third column, right?
Third
You
one.
need not enter that. You just delete that and don't pass any value for that.
Okay.
Then it will automatically insert and update. I mean, that will automatically be inserted. That's what auto increment means. So it will automatically increment the value, whatever is the existing value, and then will insert the data. Maybe you can try executing the same thing again. Then it will insert row 4 with the employee ID as 4.
Okay. So I'll give another name.
Yeah.
Benki, can we add multiple rows with single command? Can we do that?
You want to insert multiple rows into the table using single command. No, you can't do that.
Yeah, this got inserted.
Correct. The record. What is the employee ID now?
4.
4. So it will automatically increment the value. You need not add that.
Okay.
So to answer your question, Madhu, so we will not, at least in SQL, we cannot do that. We cannot insert multiple values using single query. You need to. There are other ways called as procedures and all, through which we can do that insertions and all. But with a single query, at least as far as I know, we cannot insert data. But there are ways. Okay, I'll show you. Okay.
Okay.
This is for your information. Where this is mostly used where you want to copy data between tables, then we can use that approach that I'm going to show you. For now, let me. I just inserted data into the department table only. So let me go on mute for a moment.
ఇది మన కంపెనీ పేరు పామ్ ట్రీ అనలిటిక్స్.
అదే పైథాన్ చెప్పావా కదా? అదేంటి ఇట్లా కనపడుతుంది?
ఇది దీనిలో పెట్టాలి నాన్న. అది విరిగిపోతుంది, దాని చేయబెట్టద్దు, విరిగిపోద్ది. ఇది అట్లా పట్టుకోవచ్చు.
I am sorry, guys. Let me share my screen. Can you guys still see my screen?
No.
Okay, let me share my screen. Now I'll do a select. Select is used to select the to view the data that is present in a table, right? That's what we know. So I can say select star from world dot department. Right? If I execute this query, there is only one record in this table, right? So for our ease of understanding, let me insert another query, 2-3 values, right? So
are you sharing your screen, Minky?
yeah, I'm Can you all see my screen?
ఇది పెడదాం, అందరూ ఇది ఫిక్స్ చేద్దామా?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
It's operations. And can you tell me another department? One more department, IT. Right. So if I execute these 3 queries, and as you can see in the output, right, 3 rows, 3 rows got inserted into this department table. How can I check that? I'll just execute the select star table and I'll see all these 4 values, right? Now to copy, I'll create another table. This is little advanced concept, but as Madhu asked this, department underscore backup as select star from department, right? If I execute this table query, if you see here, I am creating a table as meaning same as select star from department. That means select all the contents from department table and create another table called department underscore backup. Okay, so it will create that table. Shall I execute this and show? Okay, let me execute this and show. I think it is as world dot.
So you need to mention every time the schema here.
Schema name, I think there is a way to by default select that schema, but that's not working for some reason. It's better to mention the schema name. So if you, as you can see, create table department as select star from 4 rows affected, 4 duplicates and 0, right? Now if I go and select it, check these tables, then, and if I do a refresh, right, here you will see another department underscore backup, right? Let me dept underscore backup right now, dept underscore backup. If I do a select, you will see the same data as that of department table. This is how we'll copy the data between. If you want to take any backup of any data, this is how we generally do that. We'll say create table and the table name as select a star from that particular table. So if you go and to to explain you in detail, if you see that the indexes, the complete data structure of that particular department table is being copied here. Okay, the same columns, same data, everything is being copied. Is
Okay.
that clear?
So this
Now,
is, we have clubbed two queries into to create a backup table. That's what you're saying.
correct.
Select from
As
resource
select, we are selecting data and we are creating table based on that particular selection output kind of thing. If you consider, you can consider this as a subquery kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay. Generally we'll use this for creating temporary tables and all, and during maintenance and all, if you want to take a backup of that data, will generally this query is being used. But this is, as a developer you will not be using it, but the admins and all will be using this query, the database administrators and all.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll show you one more thing also as we are on it. Department_1, where, let me ask you this question, where 1 is equal to 0. If I execute this query, what will happen? Can you all see my screen? The where
Yes.
clause has 1 is equal to 0. What will happen if I say 1 is equal to 0? Will it return true or false? 1 is equal to 0. Is it true or false?
False.
False.
False, right? So what will happen in this case? Will the table be created or not?
Negative.
Table will not be created. That's Madhu's answer. And anybody else? Any other thoughts?
I think table will be created, but without data.
Any values without any rows.
That's correct answer actually. So the table will get created. The select query is if you execute this select query as a standalone query, right, you'll see that it is not. Where is it? Select star from department underscore. Oh, sorry, world underscore department. This table name is wrong. So if I execute this table, what is this query returning? This query is returning only the column names. It is not returning any data. That's why backup_1 table will be created, but it doesn't copy the data. So if there is any requirement wherein you need to just copy the table structure but not the data, then we will use this where 1 is equal to 0 kind of logic. Okay.
Copy. Yeah.
Got it? Yeah. So this is, it is just good to know. It is not required you to remember these things. But that's a good question, Madhu.
Thank you.
Now we'll go back and we'll see. We saw that if I want to select everything from the department table, I'll say select star from world.department, right? But if I want to select only one column, that is department name, then instead of star, I can just specify the column names. So the good coding practice is that you always use the column names. We don't use stars and all. Though you want to, though there are only 2 columns, then also we'll go and select department ID comma department underscore name from world.department. We don't say select star from department. Okay, that's not a good coding practice. The good coding practice is to always mention the column names. The reason behind that is,
If you specify the column, then it will fetch the right value from the right column. That's what.
No, if you if I say star, it will fetch all the rows and columns, right? If I say select star from world.department, it will fetch all the values, like all the columns and all the rows, right? This is same as writing select department underscore ID comma department underscore name from world.department. What is the difference between these two? The outputs, if you compare these two outputs, the outputs would be the same. If you see here, there is no difference between these two queries, right? The output is same, but still the one that is highlighted is the preferred way of writing the query. Why? Because the table structures may change in future, and we want our code to be future proof. That means to be it shouldn't be affected by any other change. Tomorrow, if there is a third column, and if you write your query saying select star from, it will return 3 columns. So you will not know, you don't know how to handle the maybe your code may not know how to handle that third column, which will create problems. So it is always better to mention the column names when you are selecting the values. Okay, and also it improves performance. Also, it is better to write the column names. Otherwise, for star, it will internally need to find out the metadata and then will fetch the column names and it will give the result. So performance wise also, it is better to write the column names instead of star. These are the small things that you need to practice whenever you are writing or learning. That from that time onwards, you need to practice this. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we saw how to insert data, how to update. We saw update also, right? We saw update. We now will see the delete. I want to delete the third record where the department ID is equal to 0, because I just noticed that 1 and 0 are same, right? It is finance only. So, and 1 is the spelling is not correct. So I feel like deleting the record from where department ID is equal to 1. In that case, I'll say delete from world dot department delete from world dot department where department underscore ID is equal to 1, right? Let me execute this query. What is the output saying? 1 row affected, meaning 1 row got deleted. Now I'll go and see the select star from world underscore department. Now how many records are there? 3. The first record is deleted, right? So that is what is delete the query. The one common mistake everybody, I mean whoever learned SQL will do is that we'll write a delete star from table. Okay, that is a very common issue that we see whenever a question is being asked to freshers or those who learn SQL query about a delete thing, is that they'll write delete star from. Whenever you are deleting the row, there is no point of mentioning star as such, right? It is as good as say by default you are saying everything will be deleted. So delete star from is not required. It is delete from. This is one of the common silly mistakes that people will do in interviews and all. Okay, so just
if you do delete star, it will delete every row, I guess.
no, there is no delete star from. If I say delete star from, it will give me an error. Do you see that?
Okay.
But generally in people, if I ask question how to delete a department ID is equal to 1, generally whenever I interview freshers or maybe 1 year experienced fellows, they'll say delete star from, because we say select star from, so by default it will come to us like delete star from. It's never delete star from, it is delete from. Okay, that's one important point to remember. Now what is this delete command? Is it DDL or DML?
Delete is DML.
Delete is DML, because we are deleting a particular row in a table, so it will be DML command. Now there is, I want to delete the complete rows in this particular table. How can I do that? There are two ways to do it. I can say delete where department ID is equal to 0, department ID is equal to 2, and department ID is equal to 3, and then I can write separate delete queries, and I can delete the data, right? There is another way to do it. It is called as truncate. The keyword is truncate table world dot department. So if I say truncate table world dot department, it will completely delete the data irrespective of the whatever data you have. All the table data would be deleted. All right. Let me execute this command. See, 0 rows affected, and let me do the select query now. How many rows do I have?
0.
0, right? So everything got deleted. So what is the difference between delete and truncate command? Whenever you are there is something called as commit and rollback in SQL. That means you can do a rollback also. Whenever you execute a delete statement, you can roll back. Meaning, whenever you say rollback, the data will not be will be rolled back. Meaning, whatever delete operation you have performed will be rolled back, so that the deleted record will again get added to that particular transaction. Whereas in case of truncate, it is not. We cannot roll back the truncate statements, so you need to be very cautious while cautious while executing the truncate statement. You cannot roll it back. That's the main statement and main difference. And also delete, if you want to delete all the rows, instead of manually writing 100 queries, you can do it in one go using truncate. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. When you write a delete query, you can roll it back, whereas in case of truncate, you cannot roll it back. And delete is used to delete only one particular record, whereas in truncate, you can delete all the records in one go.
Since you truncated the world department table now, if you want to retrieve department ID 1, it cannot be, right?
You cannot.
Okay.
Whereas,
If you
see
put
that
the query in 30th row, if you put the query in 30th row, then if you rerun 30th row.
Truncate table now.
No, above the line.
This one, if I delete star from world.department where department ID is equal to 1. You want to delete,
so you
then
deleted
see 0 rows affected because you don't have any record with the department ID 1, right? That's why it's saying 0 rows affected. There is no record to delete. You have already truncated that particular table.
One question here. If from that statement delete star from world or department, that if I take the where condition, no, so even then also the full rows will get deleted.
You mean to say like select delete from world or department?
Yeah.
We'll see here. What is saying? You are using unsafe update method and you try to update a table where clause that uses something. So it will not allow you to delete like that.
Oh, okay. So in that case, we have to use truncate table only.
Truncate table only, but we'll not. So as you cannot roll back truncate, generally truncate is not the suggested way. We generally delete record. We'll use delete only.
Okay.
I will tell you in simple English. When you want to delete row by row data, we use delete statement because delete has a where clause. When you want to delete all the rows of the table, please use truncate. But the recommended approach is delete using delete statement because we can roll back the data as we have deleted only row by row. If we are using a truncate table statement, then the entire data of the table is deleted and you cannot get back the data.
Okay.
Is it clear now?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope it is clear now. Is that clear now?
Yes, sir.
So now I can directly copy the data from the department underscore backup using the select query now, right? So I can do a select star from the table and I can reinsert the data, but will not go there. I don't want to make it complex. Let me insert the 3-4 records. Okay, now select star from world.department. How many records do I have? 3 records. Okay. uh, we saw select, update, delete, and truncate statements, right? Now we'll go and insert data into the employee table also. Did I insert any data into employee details?
I think we didn't.
Let me see. No, there is no data into it. So we'll say insert into table and then column names emp underscore name comma emp underscore phone comma emp underscore id. emp underscore id is the auto increment, so I need not mention that. I'll say emp underscore email, values, and then say Venkat, comma 1 2 3 4 5 6, comma abc8 abc.com. Let me insert into table, not table. It should be world dot employee details. Insert. You have an what is it saying? Insert.
Employee name, column name. I think you have to check that. Column name of employee.
emp underscore name only. It's emp underscore.
Name spelling.
No, I think that
One.
Single quotes is
single quote is missing.
quotes is not required.
Yeah.
All quotes are not required for column names. So it inserted one row. So if I say select star from world dot employee details, it will insert. It will give me one. Give me one. It is giving me one row. Now I just realized that I don't have the department ID and I want to add a department ID to this table. What should I do now?
Alter table.
There is an already existing table. We need to use the alter table. So the syntax goes like alter table name emp world dot. This we have already seen. If you guys remember, alter table. This is what we have discussed, right? Add column and then followed by the data type, right? Similarly, I'll say world dot employee details, add column. What is the column name? Department underscore id. What is the department column type? Department id column type. Now I forgot what is the department type. What is the column type of department ID? How will I check that? How can I check the type? I want to know the columns and their associated type, right? Column names and their associated type. That's the requirement now. I forgot what that department ID column type is. How can I check that? There is a command called as describe table. Describe world dot department. if I use this query, if you see here, can you see here? It is giving me the table metadata. So if you, whenever you use the keyword describe and with the, followed by the table name, it will give you the table metadata. It is not giving me the table data, but what type of columns it has, what is primary key, what is null, what is non-null, and all those things are being returned to me by using this describe command, right? I see that department ID is int. Is it null, nullable? No, and it is the primary key, right? So add column department ID, and what is the type now? Int. And I want this to be a foreign key, right? Yes or no? What is a foreign key? I think we discussed this.
Primary key of another table.
Correct. If you have a primary key in one table, and if you want to add that in another table, then we call it as foreign key. How can I add that constraint? That these are all called as constraints. What are they called as? Constraints. So first let me alter this table. Alter table. I didn't give colon here, that's why it's now. Let me execute this. Alter table world.employee details. Spelling is wrong. Details table. This is DATAILS, not IALS. Right, I added this column. Now I'll go and select star from employee details. Then you can see that department ID column is being added. It has null in it, right? Now I want to add this Venkat works for, let's say, HR department. So I want, what is the HR department ID?
0.
Even I don't remember that.
0.
0, right? So 0. Select first. Let me check what are the values I have in department table. Zero is HR. So I will say insert into, I want to update, right? Because Venkat is already present in the table, and I want to update the department ID of that particular employee. So I'll say update. What is that I want to update?
Department ID.
Department ID. Update table world.employee details. Set. I want to set, what is that I want to set? I want to set department underscore ID is equal to 0, where employee ID is equal to, what is the employee ID? Is 1.
1.
Here we don't have table. Update. Now we'll see this. We'll execute this. Update world.employee details. Again, spelling is wrong.
Again, detail spelling.
Now this is inserted, right? Now let me do a select from world.employee details. How many records got in? What is the department ID now? It is 0. What was the value earlier?
Null.
No, null. Now I have value 0. This is how. So department ID is the primary key in the department table, whereas it is the foreign key in the employee table. If I insert employee ID in another table, what will that be called as? Foreign key. right? So can a table have multiple foreign keys?
Yes.
Yes, we can have
Yes.
multiple foreign keys. Can a table have multiple primary keys?
Negative.
Yes.
No. Okay. Can a table have multiple unique keys?
Yes.
Okay. In this table, what can employee email? For example, it will be unique for every employee, right? So it is, you can consider that as a unique key, right? You
Yeah.
can have multiple unique keys, but you will have only one primary key, and one table can have one or more foreign keys. Any questions till now? Whatever we have discussed till now.
Oh, we are good.
Okay. Now we'll see. I want to just get the employee name, and I want to generate a report. The report is that I want to know only the employee name and the associated department name. That's my requirement. Did you all understand the requirement? Update. Sorry. Uh, Report should contain only employee name and department name. Now, what is the problem with that? We have employee name in the employee table and department name in department table. Is there any relationship between these two? Is there anything common between these two?
Yeah, department ID.
Department ID is common across both the tables, right?
Yes.
So I need to join, meaning I need to combine these two tables in such a way that, the department ID number in the employee ID, and if the department number present in the department table matches, then get the department name, right? So if it is 0, get the finance. If it is 1, get HR. If the department number matches to the department ID number present in the employee table, then we should fetch that record. How will I write that? I'll say select emp underscore name comma department underscore name from world dot employee underscore details comma what is the other table. I want to get data from two tables, right? So I'll mention all the two tables names here. Okay, where I want to write, now I'll write the condition here, where world dot employee details dot department ID is equal to world dot department dot which column should it match to?
Employee
Department ID. Now if you execute this query, you'll see Venkat is working for HR. Similarly, if you have 100 records, you will get all the 100 records. Did you understand how we wrote this query? This is what we call as join. We joined two different tables based on a foreign key condition, and we retrieved the data from both the tables. Is this clear? We retrieved employee name from the employee details table and department name from the department table, and we combined both these tables on a common point of department ID. Is this clear, everyone?
No, it got bounced, sir.
Yes.
No, actually, so what kind of a join it is?
We'll go there next. At least first, there are a lot of joins: equi join, left join, outright join, and all. But at least, did you understand how we join these tables?
Yeah, as per
No, you didn't get it. Okay, let me explain this in a simple way. Okay, let me take a note. Now I have an employee table, right? Employee table has employee ID, employee name, and phone number, so on and so forth, right? Similarly, I have another table called as department ID, and department name, right? Phone, comma, and it also has department ID. Now, what is the common point between these two? How are these two tables related?
The department ID.
Through department ID. So, what is primary, which is the primary key and which is the foreign key in employee table? First, we'll talk about employee table. In employee table, what is primary key and what is foreign key?
Employee ID and department ID.
What are they? Which one is what? Which one is what?
Employee ID is primary and department ID is foreign.
Foreign key. So what about, how about department table? What is primary key and what is foreign key?
So there is only primary key, that is department ID as of now.
Department IDs. So what is the common point?
Department ID.
So whenever you want to perform any join, meaning if you want to combine two tables, you need to have a common point. What is that common point now?
Department ID.
Department ID. So whenever we want to combine, we look for a common point for joining. That common point is the foreign key for us. In this case, it is
Department ID.
department ID. So now I know that whenever department ID matches, that I should fetch the department name. Yes or no? The department ID present in the employee ID is equal to the department ID in the department table. Then
Yes.
the name should be fetched.
Correct.
Yes or no?
Correct.
So that is what I have written here. If you see here, I am matching the employee details department ID to the department table's department ID. Yes or no?
Yeah.
The same thing, whatever we have discussed now, we will identify the common point, and we are mentioning that whenever the department table's department ID is same as the employee details table's department ID, fetch the department name. Yes, no? One more
Yes,
time.
yes.
What will happen if I put a star here? We'll see that. What all columns will be fetched now?
Employee name and department names of every row. No, all columns.
So all table columns are being represented here. On what condition? If you see here, department IDs, it is matching based on the department IDs, and is creating one row, right? Yes or no? Okay, let me go back and we'll insert one more table for our understanding. Comma department ID. Let's go department ID, Venki. Comma, let's say 1. It inserted 2 rows. Now I'll come here and we'll say execute this query. You see here, I have Venki and then finance and another Venkat with HR department. How it matched? It matched whenever department IDs are same, it is getting that particular record from the department table and appending, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
So now of all these, I don't want all these tables. I just want employee name and department name. That's why instead of star, I mentioned employee underscore name comma DEPT underscore name. This is what we call as equi-join. So we are joining based on the equality. Okay. Is this clear?
Yes.
Hundred- I want you to be 100% clear on this, because these are the queries that will write extensively. Okay, is this clear, guys? Yes. I hope this is clear. Then we'll go to the next thing.
2 minutes.
Sorry, can you join again with the other example uh, to understand one more time?
సంస్థ పోయి బజ్జుందమ్మా
Other example, you mean to you are asking me to join another other table?
I mean, now we have joined employee name and department name, right?
Employee department IDs. We joined based on department IDs.
Yeah, based on department ID, we fetch the details of employee name and employee
Department
department
name.
name.
Correct.
So now join other details like employee name with the
Mail ID in case.
mail ID in case or
Okay,
something.
phone, right?
Phone number, mail ID. So
Yeah, we will get everything here. If you see here, where is it? Phone. I don't have phone. What is that column called? EMP underscore phone, I think. Right. So if you execute this, you'll get all this. You can add all the columns of both the tables if required. Meaning, if employee details table has 10 columns and department table has 10 columns, you can add any of those 20 column names in this select query. You can give any of those 20 column names. Let's say if employee table has 10 columns, A, B, C, D, like that, 10, and let's say department table has another 10 columns. If you are doing this join, you can give any of those 20 column names. You will be able to retrieve all the 20 column names here. That's why if you put an asterisk mark, it is giving both the table names of both the columns, right? Right? Yes or no? Till this department ID, it is these details are from the employee details table, whereas the last two columns are from the department table.
okay.
See, I want to tell you one point. The joins are applied on tables. Okay, the fundamental point to understand is join is a syntax that is applied on tables to retrieve the common rows. Rows are nothing but data. To retrieve the common data between the tables using the relationship primary key and a foreign key. Okay, so if you want specific columns, you can write select and the column names with table name. For example, here select employee dot employee details or whatever dot that column name. If you want all the columns, you just need to specify star. So the join is applied on a tables and not on the columns or the rows. Join is applied on two tables to get the common rows. Depending on the join you apply. Is it clear now?
Understood.
Yeah, clear. Thank you.
So there is another way of writing the same query. Here we are writing world dot employee details, and every time, like, a world dot department ID. Instead, you can write this as EMP and also world dot department as DEPT. And now from now on, in the where column, instead of saying world dot employee details, I can say EMP dot department ID, and instead of world dot department ID, I can say DEPT dot department ID. What are these called as? These are called as creating aliases. What is it called?
Yes.
Creating alias. So instead of world.employee details everywhere, I'll call it as EMP, and world.department, I'll create another alias called as DEPT. So these are called as aliases. We will create aliases, and instead of writing the long names, you just create an alias, and from then on, we will use the aliases while writing the queries, right? So every time you need not say world dot employee underscore details and all. This will make it more readable. That's why we'll create aliases. It doesn't have any significance, but if you have longer table names, and or if you have complex table names, you'll use more readable names as the aliases, and will will write those joins. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions? So now we are almost on top of the hour. So if you have any questions, we'll discuss those questions for 5 minutes. Otherwise, we'll look at the left outer join, right outer, or the outer joins in detail tomorrow. But guys, at least create these two tables with 5-6 records, and so that you will see these joins in action. Okay.
Sure, Venki, we will do that. I got fixed my issues previously. I was facing issue.
So what was that issue? How did you fix it?
The local connection, I mean the SQL was of a previous version has issue with the login number, I mean the password, right? Whatever it gave previously, that was not matching. So whenever I used to run this MySQL, so it's not accepting at all.
Okay, so you reinstalled your MySQL, uninstalled the.
I tried to repair it first, but I couldn't repair, so I reinstalled.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Any other questions, guys?
Venki, actually, while installing the MySQL, it is taking me to the, I mean, after completion the finish, it is taking me to the development computer, I mean, that screen.
Okay.
You know, I will share my screen. Just.
Yeah, sure.
Let me know once you're able to view my screen.
I can see your screen. I think this is what it should be. Click on next.
Yeah.
Current root password. Check. Yeah, next. Next. Create. Oh, you already have this MySQL installed.
Actually, see. So here we execute it. So if I click on next and finish. So if I open this again, so do you want to allow this app to make changes? Shall I click on?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Again, it is taking back to this screen.
Do you cancel?
Okay. Are you sure want to cancel?
Yeah, cancel, yes.
It is closing.
Yeah. Now open the SQL workbench.
Same thing. It is happening. That I mean, it is taking me to the screen only. Shall I start from the beginning? I mean,
while you start from the beginning, can you select the databases there so that it will overwrite, and then you will avoid this problem?
So
you are not checking the checkboxes there. You remember? I think that is the problem. No, you are selecting. You are checking the radio buttons of the commands. Before that, there are 2 database names, right? Though those checkboxes are not checked.
Okay. So I'll.
Oh, I got it now. You are clicking on the MySQL configurator. You are not clicking on that SQL workbench. You need to go to program
Workbench. You need
files.
to put on workbench here.
Workbench. Click on workbench.
Uh,
Oh, you don't have workbench installed.
no.
So download the SQL workbench and then open this. This is not SQL workbench. The one you are opening is the MySQL configurator.
Okay.
So
So
MySQL workbench. Download.
download now.
Download now. Scroll down. This download. Windows. No thanks. Just start my download. Open file. Run. Next. 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 Install. It will take some time. After that, you go to your program files and then say MySQL workbench.
Okay.
Then it will open you the workbench. Actually, I think it's completing. We'll see.
Okay.
Finish. Launch. It will all. So it will launch now. So maybe the image is the problem. They have both. For both of them, they have the same thing. Local instance MySQL 83. You click on it. Enter the password. Save password in Vault. You can check that checkbox so that it will not ask it. Continue anyway.
Yeah, got it.
Now do you see schemas on the bottom? Schemas. Yeah, next to administration. Left hand menu. Below performance.
Yeah.
Below that, light just below that link, there is administration and schemas. You click on that
Yes.
schemas. So you have this world schema, right? In this you will have city and all tables. Expand these tables, you will see these tables.
Okay. City. Okay. Done.
Yeah. So that's how it should be.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
No problem. Does anybody else have any problems or any issues?
Oh, sir, we are good.
Okay, then, guys, let's catch up tomorrow. Okay, and we'll try to close this by Sunday.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.